To solve this data sufficiency question, we'll consider each statement separately first and then together if necessary. Before the statements, let's go ahead and define a variable so that we can use it throughout the rest of our problem. Let's go ahead and let A equal the dollar amount invested. So dollars invested at Y percent simple annual interest. In order to answer this question, we need to determine the value of A. So our question, we're looking for whether we have enough information to actually find the value of A. Now let's go ahead and let's dive into each statement. So statement 1 says that we're given that X is equal to 4. So for statement 1, we're given X is equal to 4. But we know nothing about Y or the amount of interest earned on either investment. Therefore, we can't really determine what A is. We still wouldn't be able to figure it out. So this statement alone is not sufficient. Even though we know X, we still would not be able to find A since we have no other information. Since this statement alone is not sufficient, we can eliminate answer choice A and D. We still have B, C, and E to choose from, so we need to consider statement 2. And we're going to consider statement 2 alone. So considering statement 2 alone, we're given that the total amount of interest earned in 1 year was $200. So we can set up an equation, 2,000 X over 100 plus AY over 100 should equal 200. We need to know the values of X and Y in order to determine the value of A. So this statement alone is also not sufficient since we do not have enough information and we don't know the values of X or Y in this scenario. So this statement alone is not sufficient. We can eliminate answer choice B. That still leaves us with C or E. So we need to consider both statements together. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit so we have some room. So statements 1 and 2 together. And let's see if these are sufficient together. Now from statement 1, we know that X is equal to 4. And from statement 2, we know that we have this equation above, 2,000 times X. And we could actually plug in the value of X since we know it if we're combining our statements here. All divided by 100 plus AY over 100 should equal 200. Now, even though we knew the value of X here, we could plug it into this equation and we would get a number for this and we could isolate our variables. But remember, we're after the value of A. And if we don't know what Y is here, we still would not be able to find a concrete value for A. So even together, these two statements are not sufficient. This means that we can eliminate answer choice C because the statements together are not sufficient. And the final answer choice would be answer choice E. Statement 1 and 2 together are not sufficient.